The Flute Sings by John. In the empty graveyard a long playful note sings. The ground is covered like someone had pulled down a country quilt of light snow. But while the frost-bitten apple trees show their new blossoms, the flute player plays a golden flute in peaceful calm and sun-drenched mist. That's when the gentle wind blows dead leaves around until they slowly become green and young and growing on the trees. It's so nice to say hello to someone. I've been thinking and talking to myself for much too long. Then he looks at his hands and whispers, "I've got to finish that top for little Mary. That's all she wants for Christmas." He takes out his whittling knife and a small block of cedar from his overalls pocket and sits under a shade tree. Carefully he starts making the top. Then he hears an old blue jay and says, "I thought old Tomcat got you for his supper." He looks up at the blue jay and says, "I see the old apple tree where you sang your playful song and where old Tomcat went to sleep in Mary's arms." Each tear that came to his remembering eyes makes Mary slowly grow from a little girl tickling old Tomcat's whiskers to a mother tickling her little boy's feet. Now the top is finished. He gets up and walks where lilacs were, and he places the toy top on a big rock. Then he walks slowly away. He hears Mary's voice calling. He turns around and sees his small grandson come running. She smiles and puts the toy top in her son's hands. Then Mary looks up and says, "Thanks, Daddy," and remembers the sweet lilacs. A long, low note is heard, and graves are full of sleepy dancers. The flute player has stopped his prayer and has gone home for a while.